We're here today with a piece of legislation that we do see some letters of support for. But I would argue that support is saying because this is a workable fix, but we're supposed to be here to do the right fix. And I don't believe the piece of legislation, the underlying legislation that's in front of us, does that. The A3 amendment, Mr. President, will take us back to where we were before, where we had certainty. Our schools had certainty and our law enforcement had certainty. Even with the bill in front of us today making things better than what happened through last year's legislation, there's still uncertainty out there as to just how this will be, especially for our schools. I think when we look at this as a workable fix, it's a workable fix for our law enforcement, but it's doing nothing to address the issues that our schools are facing with their personnel. One other point I want to make, Mr. President, why we should be voting for this A3 amendment. You know, I heard that it's important to vote this down because we need to get this done. Our schools are waiting for it. Well, Mr. President, they're waiting for the right fix, not a workable fix. If we wanted this fix, we could have come back in a special session back this fall when we saw what the problems were. We're a month into this session. We could have had this through already. I think our schools are willing to wait another week or two for us to adopt this amendment, send it back over to the House, have them take this amendment, and then have the governor sign it, because they know for certain where they would be at that point. That certainty would be known much faster than it will be with this piece of base legislation. If we really feel something needs to be done, we can go through the process the rest of this year and even next year if that's what's needed. But as we've heard from so many others, there were no issues with school resource officers. None. We can go back to the way it was and then follow a robust process through our committees, through engaging advocates, if something does need to be done. But let's adopt the A3 amendment. In a week or two, this can be completed through the process, and our schools will know for sure, and our law enforcement will know for sure what they can do. And as our students are asking, our school resource officers will be back in their buildings knowing for sure what they can or cannot do. Please vote yes on the A3 amendment.